My name is Angélica Ruiz, and I am the president of the Santa Fe Public School Board. Last evening at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, HB 17 was reintroduced to the House of Appropriations and Finance Committee and passed, and will be heard today by the floor of the House and hopefully pass through onto the Senate. It is proposing a 2% cut to the funding formula and funds provided through the funding formula to Santa Fe Public Schools and districts throughout the state, in addition to 6.5% in other appropriations. This is the one bill that has the most favorable and lowest percentage reduction to education, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of this bill as it is discussed later on this evening on the House floor. In mostly the momentum that it holds is encouraging with regard to the least amount of effect to our classrooms, to the children within those classrooms, perhaps not having to deal with a merging of classes in mid-year, perhaps not having to deal with a loss of teachers or a loss of school, for example. We should be able to come out very nicely with an iteration of the new House Bill 17 in conjunction with Senate Bill 24.
And Angelica, with the 2% cuts, would that force you to tap some of your federal stimulus money? If so, how will it be used, and what had you originally planned to use that stimulus money for?
Well, any decisions with regard to federal stimulus money would be made by the full complement of the board. Speaking as one member of that board, and as I understand it, stimulus funds cannot be used for operations to supplant recurring costs. So that would make it very, very difficult, because the SEG or the funding formula does provide funding for operational dollars. So federal stimulus funds would be, we would be using those as appropriate, and as the decisions by the board are made for our school district.
And I understand also that 6.5% cut for other areas would include transportation. If
Correct.
Kids can't get to school, is that a big problem?
It is an issue. However, the schools, I represent one of the larger districts in Santa Fe Public Schools, 6 schools that are located right within our neighborhoods and within walking distance to any one of the 6 schools. So we may have to have kids, it may be an option that we may explore, having our kids walk a little bit further. But I think that the fact that most of our schools are located within neighborhoods will really help our children of Santa Fe Public Schools overcome that obstacle and move forward towards achieving academic success this year.